Right, here we have a Smeg integrated washer dryer. Now the customer has complained that it isn't producing any heat on the dryer cycle. I've done loads of these before. A really common problem on these is that the machine gets clogged in the dryer part of the machine, and what it can't do is circulate the air through, and a little switch says I'm getting too hot. It cuts the heat from the dryer part of the machine. So what we need to do is we need to take it all apart, clean all the fluff out, reset the switch, and we should be good to go. Word of warning, this is super involved. This is one of the trickier repairs. There's just a lot involved in it, but follow my guidance step by step. Hopefully this is something you can do yourself and save yourself a few quid.
First thing I like to do is get the cabinet doors off and out of the way to give myself a nice working space to work in. And I'll also be taking the plinths out because this is an integrated machine. I have to take the plinth away in order to pull the machine out, because we're going to have to get the top and part of the back of this machine off. So let's get those bits out the way. And also what we need to do is make sure the power is off. Power off for this one, guys, so make sure it's unplugged or at least switched off. And what we need to do is take the machine out, and be careful with the hoses. There's loads of length on these, which is great, so I'm able to pull the machine out without putting any stress on the hoses. You might need to disconnect your hoses if they're a little bit tight, guys, but here we go. Right, we've got a T20 screwdriver bit. It's like shape of a star. And first thing we need to do is take the top off. So just get those screws off, guys, so we can get the lid off and out the way. And then what we'll be looking at is the bit that we need to take apart. So here are the bits we need to get into and clear out and chamber down the back there. And here's the little safety thermostat that when it gets too hot, it switches and stops the power going through to the element. I'm just going to press it here, and that gave a little click, which meant it was activated. So we're along the right tracks that this got blocked up, guys. So a million screws. I know where they all go because I've done so many, but if you have to take pictures and put them in separate dishes to make sure they come out and go back in the same spot, then do that, guys. There's no shame in that. So I'm just going to massively speed this up, otherwise we'll be here forever watching me take all the screws apart. There's just a few more there, and then what we can do is prise the top off and get into the first area that we need to get into. You'll see in a second. So there we go. I get a flathead screwdriver under there and give it a twist, and it starts to get an edge up that you can grab hold of to pull it out. So let's prise that off, and as you can see, there's a load of fluff in there. Some of it's pretty burnt. Don't worry, guys, that's super common. And what we need to do is just clean out that as best we can, get rid of absolutely every bit of fluff that you can, and make sure there's the little thermostat bit, make sure it's all clear from there especially. Just clean it all out, and then what we need to do is get into the next area, so I'll show you that. So the top back panel needs to come off for this, so turn the water off like that, guys. When the blue lever is across, it means it's closed, and if it's in line with the pipe, it means it's open. So we've got it across, so it means the water is shut off. But you'll still get a little bit of water come out of the hose when you take it off, just a little bit of drip, so have a bit of towel ready so you don't have to clear it up off the floor, and just undo that and take it off. Then we need to take off that little white plastic cover that is by my right hand there, so I'll show you that in a second. You just take a screw out and prise it off from the inside. There'll be some little catches that we need to press down. Take that screw out there, undo that, and then get a flathead screwdriver, guys, and prise that little white cap off. There's some bits on the inside. It's a bit fiddly, so take your time, don't get frustrated with it. Just unclip it and pull it forward, and that will allow us enough movement to pull that top panel away from the rest of the machine. So take loads of screws out. Here we go again with the screws. You'll have blisters on the palms of your hands, guys. I always like to use a screwdriver. I don't like using a drill. I find it's good to get in a habit of doing it by hand, otherwise I find I sort of tend to shear things when I'm putting screws back. So here's the bit we need to take out. So that back cover needs to come off. Still got a couple of screws that I've missed there, so get rid of them. So there we go. That's going to give us enough movement to get this fan assembly out. Take the screws out that hold the top part of the fan assembly in place, and then what we need to do is lift it up and out. Now the fan's got some depth on it, so it's kind of difficult to pull it out of this position. So just try and do that like that. That's actually quite clean. I've seen them a lot worse than this. But we're going to want to try and clear out that chamber down there as well. So I'll show you how I do that in a second with my trusty Charles. And I get a bit of flexi pipe and put it down the end of the vacuum hose and then work it down like that. So with that all cleared out, what we need to do now is put the covers back on. Now when you take them off, you've got these little foam seals that need to sit nicely back in the grooves where they came out. And I just put a series of little dots of super glue so that when you offer it in, it sticks in place. And when you're trying to put the fan assembly back in and the cover back on, it doesn't push the seal out the way. It's just an idea, guys, just make it possible to keep that seal in place. You'll see what I mean. So I'm just going to work it round that seal. There we go. So just put it in like that and just gently work it round. Take your time with it. Try not to get too much glue on your fingers. You'll end up with crap on your fingertips for the next 2 days. So work that round like that, and then do the same with the other one. You can see the top cover there with the black seal hanging off. Peel it off from the bit that it's on there and put it round similar to what I'm doing here. And then get everything back together. I'm going to go full speed on this one, guys. Save you the time sitting there watching me do a million screws. So here we go. When putting the hose back on, don't go mad with how tight you do it. I go hand tight and then I give it a little extra with a set of grips just to be sure of it. So go as tight as you can with your hand and then get a little extra on it with the grips like that. So get the water back on, so that blue valve in line with the pipe. There we go, that means it's open. And I put a bit of washing up liquid on the floor to help the machine slide back. Just a little tip, guys, otherwise it can be really, really difficult to get the machine back. So here it goes. Let's get it all back in. And that is it. What I like to do is put the machine on a rinse so I see the water come in, so make sure I haven't kinked the inlet hose. And then what I'll do, once I see the water coming into the drum, I hold down that button there and it will reset the machine, and then I put it onto a drain and spin just to make sure that the water drains away. And that is it. I'm sure seeing all that might just encourage you to pay someone to come out and do it. But if you want to do it yourself, follow those steps and you'll be able to save yourself a few quid. Happy days.